Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.
Hello and welcome once again to our continuing special edition of the Enterprise TV's International Women's Day 2024 special broadcast here at the Enterprise TV. I am Olajumoke Alaode James. In this second part of our interview series with women from the 100 Women Lobby Group, we're exploring opportunities for driving a new narrative about women's roles socially by engendering policies that not only enhance inclusion, but also make the spaces where women thrive less toxic. Some have said it is impossible to have 4+ billion women on the planet and expect that their voices will not be heard. My guests today are women that matter. They have either been on the top themselves at some point or have supported those of their folk who have. I'm sure you've heard the saying, great things happen when women support women. Let's meet and greet our very special guests, starting with Olajumoke Matilda Otitoloju, Lagos State Coordinator of 100 Women Lobby Group. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next is Runke Oyelaki, a member of the 100 Women Lobby Group.
Thank you for having me here.
And Bosede Otsupe, a member.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And we're honored to have you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, welfare.
Doesn't matter, member.
I'm very concerned about welfare.
Talking about social.
Yes.
Which includes
And it's a fantastic place to start. In our first session, I said that women love to be at the sharing ashwebi. Yes. Sharing rights, part of politics. And you know, members of your group mentioned that it's because the men have kept us there. Is that true? As welfare, are you happy being in charge of welfare, or you have the abilities to be the president of Nigeria?
Okay, so women generally, we can actually take up any roles. And imagine a woman that has lost her husband. She will take up both roles excellently as a father and as a mother. So as women, we can function in any roles given to us. So when it comes to serving, we serve with everything we have, with resources, with material, non-material, and even with intellect. So if we gain opportunities to lead, we're going to take it to another level. If we gain opportunities to serve, whether in food items or to share ashwebi, you know, or to go for functions, we will also be there to support ourselves. So I think we all have that capacity and that ability to be able to take up different roles and do it excellently well.
So welfare is a very important aspect of politics, to be very honest with you, because this tenor, right, everybody's shouting,
Palliative, yeah.
we're hungry, you know. And so welfareism is one thing that we're all preaching now. How are women, particularly in your group, faring in today's economy, and how are we encouraging one another to do better? They say that in Africa we're very communal, don't worry, we'll be okay. And I see it all the time where people are asking for money for school fees, asking for I haven't fed my children today, you know, here and there, and we're supporting one another. But what is it that we, particularly in the 100 Women Lobby Group, are doing differently to help others and particularly ourselves survive in this economy?
Okay, so one of the things we're doing is to ensure that no woman is left behind. And once your hand is up, you'll be able to raise another person. So we have made it open that any woman that is actually going through any form of, you know, challenges, whether feeding or even their children educational support and all of those things, we could internally help ourselves, because we don't give what you don't have. So if you're going to be helping people outside, let's start from the home. Let's start from within. So our women, we have seen that majority of us that are doing well, we are also helping the other women that are also lagging behind to ensure that no one is left behind. We're all on the same page. When it comes to feeding, you know, things are very expensive these days. So when there are opportunities for us to share food items, of course, we'll consider our women that are also in the group, so they don't feel left behind. They're also being assisted. Then when it comes to other people in the local governments, because we have women at the grassroots that are also suffering, when there are opportunities for us to have to share palliatives of the government. We also consider such women in the communities at the grassroots to also ensure that it goes to the people that actually need it, not just to people that, just want to collect it and feel cool or sell back to those that really need it, but getting to the right people that need the food items. Even as government is talking about this palliative, we're also trying to ensure that it goes to the right people. So at the grassroots, we also monitor such processes.
Thank you very much for that answer. We'll go on a quick break. It is still the special International Women's Day 2024 broadcast on Enterprise TV, and we'll be speaking with women from the 100 Women Lobby Group. This year's theme is inspiring inclusion. When we come back, we focus on how to ensure that our young adults are protected. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Enterprise TV, your one-stop shop for news, programs, human angle stories, the economy, sports, and much more. We go the extra mile to bring incredible details to you. So hop on the train now. Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.
Welcome back to the special broadcast on International Women's Day 2024. We're still having the conversation with women from the 100 Women Lobby Group. Mrs. Otitoloji, your group, right, helps protect women and children, right?
And girls. Women and girls.
So, women and girls. We call them special needs, you say disability, right? My question is, how do we protect them from abuse? How do we protect their sexual and reproductive health? How do we ensure that the economy or whatever excuse is not why they are exposed to sexual violence, domestic violence right now, before we encourage them to be women who go into leadership?
Okay, for women with disabilities and girls with disabilities, especially those with intellectual disabilities, it's a challenge for us because those with intellectual disabilities, the mental ability is a bit slow. And like I said, it's a challenge. But we are bracing up by enlightening the parents, teaching them how to teach these young children on how to protect themselves, on their body parts, how to keep their body parts. And for the children, we also use pictures to talk to them. We use videos to talk to them. And for the young adults, we have various forms of sensitization, awareness, telling them what consent is all about, telling them what birth control is about, telling them about what sex is about, telling them how to protect themselves, telling them about the personality, the body image, to feel comfortable, not to allow anybody body shaming them to have effect on them. Because these perpetrators, they use various forms of ways to have abuses on them. Some might tell them, oh, because you are fat, I'm just dating you. I just want to marry you because you're not even happy with your physical disability. I even want to marry you. You know, we encourage them to move away from that kind of sympathy. We don't call it empathy, we call that sympathy. So do not allow any man or any woman to use that grooming sign of sympathizing with you to abuse you. We make them to understand you are a woman. You need to protect yourself. You need to build that courage. If you are not ready to have any intercourse with anyone, there's a consent. And consent means no. Consent means yes. So, I mean, to our women, so do not allow your disability to be a yardstick for anybody to take advantage of you by in any forms of violence, either verbally, either sexual or emotional. No, we build their confidence, we build their courage. They should be who they are. And the most important thing we also encourage them is to empower themselves. They should empower their mind that yes, I have disability, but I can do things. I have disability. I don't have to allow any man to take advantage of me. I have disability as a girl. I don't have to allow any boy to take advantage of me. So we empower their mind in that way. And because you have empowered their mind, they already know their rights. We make them to know their rights to life, their right to survival, their right to develop, and their right to participate in everything they want to, as far as it's not against the law. But in areas of justice, it's where we are really, it's a bit of challenges for us. But we're pulling through. Any case I hear of violence against any girl with disability or any woman with disability, I make sure we get justice. It might take time. I still have cases of 2017-18 in court, but I know there are some we have gotten justice and there are some that are still pending. So in area of justice, inclusion, we're still
work in progress.
we still work in progress, which will definitely get there.
Okay.
And in areas of sexual reproductive health in hospitals, we are teaching the medical staff on sign language, because we've had a lot of issues when you have a deaf person coming to complain on any form of sexual any form of health. Let me not put reproductive health alone. Any form of it, it's a bit difficult for them to understand. So we're training some medical staff to understand the sign when they are telling you about whatever medical issues they're going about, they are having. And in relations to persons with intellectual disability, we've enlightened their caregivers, their parents, that these are the signs you will see. A child that's he's running away from a particular person, watch properly what is going on in the life of that child. Or a child that is too clinging to a particular person, watch what is happening in that child. And when you start seeing bruises all over the body of a child with disability, or even a woman with disability, especially those with intellectual, watch thoroughly. It might even be the caregiver that is even abusing. Yes, sometimes we've had issues like that. Sometimes financial abuse is also part of it. They steal their money. So in all that, we are working so hard to protect them in that area.
Okay. So I would love for Bose to tell us how you have succeeded in your advocacy thus far as a 100 women lobby group. What
In
your
area
success
of
rate?
migration,
Yes,
irregular
particularly-
migration.
Well, migration and also 35% affirmative action,
Okay.
because you encourage women to go into politics. How much have you succeeded in that regard? And then right after her, I would also want the welfare lady, to tell us how we can support your group. So please go.
Okay, in the area of what is it called?
Advocacy.
In the area of migration, how has your advocacy as a 100 women lobby group succeeded? And then also in the area of affirmative 35% affirmative action, how far have you succeeded?
Well, in the area of migration, we have been doing a whole lot
Okay.
on it. And for women, under women lobby,
Mm.
yeah, the reason why we are part of the network, because we are NGO network working together to actually achieve a good goal.
Oh,
So
nice.
we have children, we have people working with disability, we have people working with on migration space and domestic violence.
Okay.
In the area of migration, we are trying to curb the irregular migration. So what do you mean by irregular migration? People that are going through lands, people that are going through the wrong routes. And specifically because of we are actually working towards women and girls, we try to protect our girls from being trafficked. Because majority of traffickers work towards getting a young girl that very, very still
Innocent.
agile and innocent. Not really innocent, but at least too strong to do whatever they want them to do.
Oh, wow.
So for girls, we're trying to let them know that we didn't say you cannot travel. But I always try to do it as in
Travel rights.
no, not even really travel right. Have something that you want to go for, like, oh, you want to go to traveling. Are you going for schooling? Do you have any vocational skill? Do you have an handiwork, like kind of can you make a very good hair? Are you into fashion designer, or even in the area of guys too? Are you good in bricklaying? Are you good in
Oh, fantastic question, because Nigerians import tilers. We don't have Nigerian tilers. We don't. They're from Togo.
Japa is just Japa anyhow when I get there.
Oh, Japa anyhow. In this Tinubu's economy. Even me, I want to Japa through land.
You be ready to face the consequences of going through land.
So you have to Japa.
But how much have you succeeded with your advocacy?
Prevention,
How's
yeah.
it going?
Prevention, because we have been doing advocacy so that people have been knowing that
Sensitization.
sensitization is only by just telling them. People tell their story. I really want to travel. Can you tell me the way? I always tell you, I'm going to tell you about Germany route. It's a free thing. I always promote DNY. Do it yourself. Go online. There are scholarship opportunities.
Okay.
There are some schools that they're not even collecting school fee. They're just free tuition school fee. So you just have to tell them about the opportunities.
Seek information.
Yes. Not only just traveling, but you have to also give them the real deal. How can they go about it?
Okay.
Yeah.
And how can we, the general populace, support your lobby group?
Okay, so we are hoping to support at the state level, and please, this is also to let you know that we are across the federation.
Oh.
Yes, it's a national coalition, and we have 100 women lobby group across the federation. So for Lagos State, if you're in Lagos State and you like to partner with us, either through any of our projects for women or for girls, there are several projects you could partner with, whether for empowerment. Some women do not have anything doing, and most of the women that actually faces or they are facing domestic violence, they don't have anything to fall back on, and they keep staying with the abuser because they do not have any economic power. So if you're willing to support 1, 2, 3, 4 women in that regard, you could have one-on-one support. You could meet them, and if you do not want to meet them anonymously, you can do that as well. So as low as 10, 15, 20,000 can save a life of a woman to be independent, to be able to stand up for herself and for her children. And imagine the other children that are out of school, that's because their parent or their father is late, their mother is left to carry all the burden, no family, nothing, and she doesn't have any economic to do or any power or for her to be able to take care of their expenses. So we also support through educational scholarship. We can do that as well. You can support us at whether 1 child or 2 children you want to support the education. Please feel free to reach out to us. Even this palliative we're talking about.
How do we find you?
Just type it under Women Lobby Group. There are quite a lot of information that will come out from there.
Okay.
And this palliative thing is a major issue. Even if it's 1 bag of rice you would like to give, be rest assured that it will get to the women at the grassroots.
Okay.
Another project we're about to embark on, talking about children and young adults that are out of either school or want to continue. We are thinking of enrolling them on vocational skills. Like within their community, look for a tailor, put them in that vocation skills and pay for them to learn tailoring. Probably a dropout through, probably after pregnancy, you cannot go back after having your baby, you cannot go back to school. We enroll you in tailoring and catering, whatever your heart
At least to have something to do.
So something you have to do.
Why do we say that after giving birth, a woman cannot go back to school?
We didn't say that.
The men who impregnate them, they don't drop out of school.
That is why we are empowering them to know that it shouldn't end because you had a baby.
Yes. And again, we have schools that accept them even after pregnancy, after having a child.
Yeah.
And still go back. We have schools.
So that's why we
that
stand in to
accept
encourage
them.
such a girl or woman to keep moving.
Don't stop.
Okay, so inspiring inclusion, right?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Olajumoke Matilda Otitoloju,
Thank you.
Ronke Oyelaki, and Bose Otupe of the 100. They say it's not 100, though. It is 100 Women Lobby Group. And that is our second episode of the special broadcast for the International Women's Day 2024 in collaboration with the Enterprise TV. I am still Olajumoke Alaude James. We'll see you at the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.